Good afternoon. This is the market update for buy sell short for Tuesday, February 26th. If we actually step back and look at what the market did over the last 2 days, and let's look at the daily chart. We had a 200-point sell-off yesterday, and today we had a 120-point rally. So for all intents and purposes, over the last 2 days, we're down 80 points. Big whoop. But if you are holding micro-cap stocks or small-cap stocks or the majority of the rest of the market, it has been awful over the last couple of days. It looks like hand grenades were set off in your portfolio. Just decimation all over the place. If it's not a low-volume drop, it's a low-volume drop followed by big volume and absolute deadness out there and a lot of bend you over and rape you action in a lot of stocks. Very, very, very frustrating, especially when you look at the losses in your account even today and see the market up 100 plus points and hardly anything bouncing back. You know, we had that sell-off yesterday. The floor fell out from underneath everything. Today we got a bounce back and nothing really bounces back except for some low volume, low float crap in the small cap land, and then some large cap stocks. We had Bernanke talking today, warning about the sequester, defending the bond buying plan, and good consumer data. We had good housing data, and that's the excuse you see in the business headlines for the rally today. But yesterday, you know, Europe raised its ugly head again, with Italy being used as an excuse to take the market down. And, you know, looking at the Dow daily chart, you can see we're still holding above the 50-day moving average, and we are trying to bounce at the 50 level on RSI. If you look at the 15-minute chart, we went from a day ago breaking above this channel that has been in place over the last month to yesterday breaking below it, and here we again find ourselves back up within the channel. So what is tomorrow going to bring? To be quite honest, you know, really hard to decide if this was the extent of the sell-off or if we have more coming. It's just very, very difficult to gauge it. One thing I will say, you recall, over the last couple of months, I've been saying that, you know, when we have these sell-offs in the market, you know, 100-200 points, and we bounce back, what we have not been seeing was stocks just dying, just petering out, not bouncing. You know, anything that did dip bounced back nicely. That has changed. We are starting to see stocks break to the downside. We're starting to see them break to the downside with no news. We are starting to see them break down to the downside with news. That is something we need to be very, very mindful of, especially with all the headwinds we have out there regarding the sequester, the European crap that they continue to try and raise. And, you know, it's just time to be very, very vigilant right now. Looking at the Russell chart, small cap stock, looks like we got a hammer bottom in today. Let's see what tomorrow brings. I mean, we could be looking back at the market on Friday and going, wow, what a great buying opportunity as we push to new highs. But as of today, you know, I used today, you know, it was one of those things. Last 2 days, I've got a rule. You know, if I start to lose, you know, if I give up 10% of my gains that I've had from the previous month, I start selling things. I go down to the stocks I really, really like, 90 to 95% cash. Stocks that I sell, I may very well buy them back the next day or 2 days from now at higher prices, at lower prices. But, you know, it's one of those things, one of my trading rules that I've, you know, just learned to go by over the years. And after the carnage we've seen in the last couple of days, it's time to raise some cash levels, step back, and see what really is happening in the market. McClellan Oscillator, which we spoke about in the weekend video, plunged again to a negative 49 reading. That, of course, came on, you know, there's about a day's lag on this, so a lot to do with what we saw in the market yesterday. One indice actually to keep a really close eye on that I don't have here is the Dow Transports. We need to start paying a lot more attention to this. If we are indeed going to get a bounce back in the overall market, we need to see the transports start to lead that. So going to be watching that, though. It's a pretty hefty sell-off here over the last couple of days, corresponding with the big sell-off we saw in the market. But I I don't really know what to make of the market as of now. That may change tomorrow, but I've got a sell first, ask questions attitude right now. I may very well be proven incorrect over the next couple of days. The strength we saw in the market today was rather annoying given that it didn't spread out to other stocks. If we do see it spread out tomorrow, great. ISR, the only reason I bring this up, this is an example of what I'm talking about, what we are not seeing earlier. Check this out. Absolutely no news on this stock today. What is that? At the lows of the day, it was down 30%. Absolutely no news. This is something that we're starting to see happen a lot over the last few days, something we need to be very, very mindful of, and one of the reasons why I'm just deciding that it's time to go to a high cash stance, at least for the next couple of days, and monitor whether this was just a blip, whether we just have a lot of other traders with the same thought I have of just flushing the accounts, resetting the clock per se, and looking to go back in again, or if this is the start of a, retrace that's well overdue in the market. A new stock we had yesterday, ONTY, of course, gets the rug pulled out of it today, all the way down to 180 low before it got a bounce back into the close. Very, very frustrating. Very, very undervalued biotech stock. $91 million in cash. 4 cancer trials results for the phase 2 trials coming up within the next several weeks. Very, very undervalued. Tanked on some bad trial data back in December, but there was subgroup analysis that suggests that there could be hope for this drug, and we could get news on that on the earnings report next week. Very hard to stick to stocks like this with conviction when there's absolutely no bid support out there. So 180, if you're still in this stock, would be the stop zone on it. Again, if it touches it tomorrow, that's it. We'd have to wait for a break of $2 or the 20-day exponential to pick up a position on this one. But very frustrating seeing this one do what it did today. We kind of ran into a market that was getting taken to the woodshed yesterday. SCON, similar action here. Great news a couple of days ago, and just constant selling on this one. Microcap stocks just absolutely dead. And what's frustrating is if you sell this stock tomorrow, it'll probably come out with news and pop 40, 50%. It's just that kind of market right now. So this is a stock I'm inclined to hold on to right now, only because I think it is extremely undervalued with the news that it has out there. I'm surprised it's not trading up at 35 cent plus, given the news that it had. But, that's just the nature of this market right now. IGC, another one. Actually, let's look at a smaller time frame chart on this one. Great earnings news, but undergoing some weakness in the market, trying to backfill here. Really want to see it hold that 19-20 cent area. It's coming back on much lower volume. If you do decide to move on from this stock, I would still watch it very, very closely for an add back at 28 to 30 cents on a possible break. I mean, look what WYY and ZHNE have done over the last month as an example of the potential that's still in this one going forward. RNN, I'm beginning to hate this stock. Looks great, and then out of the blue, you see this robot ticking down 100 of a cent every other trade. Then it consolidates the rest of the day as they pick up shares and rinse, repeat next day. Should be very strong support here at 31 cent. I say should be because this market is not doing what it should be, at least in these small cap stocks right now. So hopefully we will get a bounce back on this one tomorrow. TXCC, another one of those charts. Great chart setup here. Nice little flag / triangle formation. And then since yesterday, the rug gets pulled out of it. Down she goes. Magnet to the 50-day moving average. So what we're probably going to look at on a lot of these charts that are trading above their 50-day moving average is see what the Dow does. If the Dow touches its 50-day moving average, a lot of these stocks are going to touch it. And likewise, if the Dow rebounds up, we'll probably see a lot of these stocks rebound up. But again, tough read on the market right now. All indications are that we could sell off. But we have a lot of Fed money out there, and a lot of panicked money got out over the last day or two, and they could just run us back up just as quickly as they took us down, if today is any indication. But, you know, this market is not acting right as far as I'm concerned. I mean, this was a big winner today. SPEX, 40,000 shares, 50,000 shares, up, what, 75% out of the blue. This is the crap that is moving in this market right now, when we've got stocks with 91 million in cash, almost a free biotech with multiple cancer drugs dead in the water. Things are not acting right. They're not trading right. And for that reason, you know, it may be best just to step back for the next couple of days, monitor things. You know, we can always rebuy stocks again, even if they are higher. If the volume comes in, it's just a matter of being safe and not giving back all the money we made over the last several weeks, holding on to conviction on stocks that we could always rebuy. I mean, we are traders. We're sitting in front of the screens every day. You know, we can sell a stock if we don't feel right or it doesn't look right, and rebuy it if it starts to look right and act right. And, you know, I would suggest, if you are new, to go to the education section on the website. I've got a great refresher video there on how to trade uncertain markets. You know, I'm sitting here amazing myself saying that here we are, you know, a couple of 100 points from an all-time high, trading, saying it's an uncertain market. But, you know, that's just the environment we're in or have been in over the last few days. Now, if I'm proven wrong, you know, in the next few days, fantastic, because that'll mean we'll have better trades, nice profits, and not this lackadaisical crap that we've been dealing with over the last couple of days. So that's it for the videos. If you've got any questions on the plays you're holding, what to do, how much to reduce it, should you sell it all, etc., 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 shoot me an email, or even better, in the chat room, just shoot me an instant message or ask me in the chat room and we can go over it. So that's it for the video. Have a great evening. Crack a beer. See you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Bye.